Kitchen, can you hear me?
Gotcha, buddy.
All right.
All right, everybody. Jerami Grant's on his way. If you want to get in line, go ahead and use the raise hand function, and I'll get right at it once he gets here. Hey, Jerami, thanks for jumping on quick. We'll open this right up. We'll go first question, James Edwards.
Hey, Jerami, you guys played with a great pace today, a pace we hadn't really seen the first two games, and the length that Troy spent all offseason acquiring showed itself defensively. At your guys' best, are those the two things you think this team can hang their hats on as the regular season goes, transition, pushing it, and then causing kind of havoc on defense?
Definitely. I think that's what Troy was going for when he put this team together. I think we have a lot of potential on the defensive end and also on the offensive end, but I definitely think that's where we're going to hang our hats, defense and transition.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Rod Beard.
Hey, Jerami, does this seem more like the way things should be going to the offense, the first quarter, the way you guys came out with the pace and the intensity? That just seems like the norm. The first two games were just warming up to something like this.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's first couple preseason games. We kind of got thrown into the fire. A completely different team, a new coaching staff, new everything. So I think everybody's just getting used to each other, and I think we got a lot of room to grow, and we'll continue to get there.
You've seen Mason's passing a little bit more than most of us have. Is this just the tip of the iceberg of what he's able to do?
Definitely. Mason definitely has. He doesn't have a lot of. I mean, he can pass. He can pass the ball. He does it a lot. He's a willing passer as well. So we'll see a lot more of this.
Appreciate it.
We'll go to Keith Langler.
Hey, Jerami. The guys that Dwayne has used as the second team forwards there the last couple of games, Sekou and Josh. I don't know how much you probably didn't see too much of Sekou last year. Josh was in the Western Conference there, but when you talked about the length and transition, and those two guys seem to be like they could be really important pieces in adding to the depth of that. Can you just discuss a little bit about what you've seen from those two guys over the first almost 2 weeks of camp?
Yeah, I definitely think they're important pieces to our team with their length on the defensive end and also their ability to score the ball in whichever way we need them to score. I think it's huge for us. Josh, he's been shooting the ball really well, and Sekou's been playing really well as well. But I think it starts on the defensive end. I think they've been bringing that.
Thanks.
We'll go to Jason Lewis.
Hey, Jeremy, you guys did a great job tonight of getting everybody involved. I think it was 20 assists for the whole team, finding the extra man, moving the ball. How proud are you guys of how you were been able to do that, and how nice is that to see, as you guys are still getting to know each other?
It's cool. No, it was definitely a step up from the first two games for us. We still got a long ways to go, but at the same time, I think we're just moving forward. Really early. I mean, it's still preseason. We just got together less than 2 weeks ago, so we're just getting everything in order. But I think definitely a step up from the first two games.
Do you feel like that chemistry is really starting to build? I know, like you said, it's only really been 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think we do have an intelligent team. We have a lot of players that know how to play the game. We're just getting used to each other, and I think we'll learn fast.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy, appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
Fourth quarter.
Want to make sure.
We got Coach Casey here. Hey, Coach, thanks for joining. We'll go with first question, James Edwards.
Hey, Dwayne. As we watched Troy build this roster, I think we all looked and saw this team had some great length and the ability to cause havoc defensively, get up and down on the floor. We saw that tonight, I think, probably for the first time in a long stint. Is this kind of the blueprint if you guys are going to exceed expectations, what it's going to look like?
That's the way we want to play. We have to have that as our identity. James, being a defensive team first. The offense right now, we're scoring, but we're scoring a lot of our defense. So we got to make sure we continue to be a defensive team until we get a rhythm offensively and find out our roles and get our rotation down pat. I liked a lot what I saw tonight, but there's also a lot that we have to learn from and draw from, especially our organization offensively, being what we're supposed to be, our spacing, our timing, understanding, not playing in the crowds. But our defense is instead of our offense right now, and that's what we want it to be.
Next question will go to Omari.
Hey, Dwayne, it seemed like Delon got off to a really good start. Just what did that do for the team to see him confidently hitting those three-pointers, and he just seemed to be really active on both ends?
Well, that's something he can do. He did it in Toronto for us and did it in Dallas. He just didn't shoot enough, and he's a three-point shooter, and he can put it on the floor. And, he's one of those slithery guys that doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but he's getting a lot done. A lot of nuanced things as far as passing, timing, being in the right spot defensively, using his length. And I've also thought Svi and Josh did a good job. Those guys, at those 2 and 3 position really came in and gave us a spark defensively. And then 2 offensively, they knocked down shots. So that's always a shot in the arm when you have those guys being able to knock down shots, playing off of Killian, playing off of your DHOs and corner kickouts. And that's what we have to do offensively.
Next, we'll go to Rod Beard.
Hey, Dwayne, you've got to feel good when you have a 20-point lead and Blake hasn't even attempted a shot yet, that you were able to spread those things around. And also with Mason's passing, you guys have talked about it throughout training camp, but when you can play like that, you don't need as much from Blake or from Derek to lean on those guys specifically.
No, it was good, to be able to, neither one of them had big scoring nights. But again, I thought we got a lot done with our defense. We turned them over, I don't know, 23 times. How many times did we turn them over? 23 turnovers. So that was pretty good, and making sure we continue to do that. And you can do that without those guys having big nights offensively. That's a positive. And, it'll come for them. Again, our concentration right now is making sure defensively we know what we're doing. I've always said that the offense will come eventually.
Next, we'll go to Noah Trister.
Yeah, Dwayne, just sort of in general, I know you talked before the preseason started about what a challenge it was going to be with so many new players trying to come together in this short amount of time. I'm curious how you think it's going so far. Does it feel as rushed as you thought it might?
It's very rushed. And again, like I was just mentioned to Rod, offensively is where it tells on you. The timing, the spacing, the understanding, the nuances of back cuts and making sure you understand who's in the dunker spot and all those things on the fly. Those are things that you usually get done in preseason and training camp, and also in the summertime you have a chance to work. So, but again, your defense has to carry you and be solid. So offensively, Noah, I think that's where we're behind a little bit. Our timing, guys, rhythm of the shots, guys turning down open shots that are wide open, the shots that they'll have to be able to make and take and make when the regular season starts.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we'll go to Ansar.
Yeah, hi, Dwayne. With Josh, how encouraged are you with his last 2 games shooting from 3? He came into this season, I think, right around 30% career average. Did you see some potential upside there?
No question. That's one thing that, sometimes guys get labeled in certain areas, and Josh, unfortunately, is one of those kids that got labeled as just an athlete. He's a cutter. No, Josh is a good shooter. And so, yeah, and again, he's one of our better defenders. And that's where I think he gets his juices going is on the defensive end. But knockdown shots, he has them. Again, he's still understanding, getting the feel for the offense. And exactly what he's supposed to do and exactly where he's supposed to be, which is difficult for anyone. But really happy to see him taking and stroking the ball with confidence.
Thanks.
I'll go to Keith Langland.
Hey, Dwayne, and following up on that, the 2 straight strong games for both Sekou and Josh and that second unit at those forward spots. And with those guys, I mean, kind of a wild card in that both long, both athletic guys can get up and down. They can give you scoring. I imagine you look at that as a bonus. But when I know you're big on giving guys like the bullet point roles, for those guys, what are you looking for, like night in and night out?
One, defensively, they have to come in and defend their position. And almost be a stopper at that position, and maybe come back with the first group and be a stopper. That's the first role, the first job of anybody on the team. But again, they got to come in and change the game and make sure they extend the game, make sure they either maintain or extend it. And that's what they did tonight. I thought both Sekou and Josh, for the last couple of games, as you said, have come in and give us a boost, a shot in the arm. They made shots, but more than anything else, I thought they were participating defensive. They were competing on the defensive end, which is the most important thing right now. Because, again, our offense is still not clicking the way it should be, will be. We only scored, 97 points tonight, and we still want to play faster and quicker. And that's just going to take time to get that rhythm down, Pat. But those two are shooting the ball as well as anyone right now.
We'll go to James.
Dwayne, you've talked a lot about Sekou's conditioning, and I think it's shown in his finishing too. He looks a lot stronger making finishes. I don't think he was making it all last year. Are you surprised by some of his attacks to the rim so far in gameplay, or was he showing some of that in camp?
No, he's been doing it this summer. He's worked on it this summer, where he gets in trouble when he goes in and tries to spin instead of just, like you said, taking a strong body and just going right up through people, which he is a strong young man, and he's got to be able to use that attacking the basket. And he's doing a much better job of that now. And again, that just comes from hard work he's put in this summer. So he's just got to continue that, understand and recognize when he can do it, when he can't do it, when he has to kick it out. Those are the things that he's still has to learn, and he will. He's doing a heck of a job of again, Sekou's competing at a high level right now, and it's good to see.
Thank you.
Omari, we'll give you the last one.
Seems like Josh Jackson's ball handling has improved compared to last season. Just how did he look tonight, not only just as a creator, but just really being patient getting into the lane?
He's worked on his ball handling. I don't know yet if he's a consistent pick and roll player, but he can play the pick and roll game. And what he's got to understand is making a good decision. That's where him understanding where everyone is when he comes off the pick and roll is going to help him. And right now, that's the thing that, as I said, offensively is behind. Guys understanding where guys are to be and going to be when you come off the pick and roll is going to help all the ball handlers, all the pick and roll players from Killian on down. And but he's really worked on his ball handling. Josh it's an opportunity for him, and he's taking advantage of it, and I'm really happy for him. And we just got to, again, it's still exhibition. I won't get excited, but we just got to continue to grow and get better each time we go out, and that's what exhibition games are for.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time tonight.
Thank you, Kevin. See you guys later.
All right, everyone, we have Delon Wright on his way.
All right.
Hey, Delon, thanks for joining. We can go ahead and open it up for questions now at this time.
Okay.
All right, first question will go to Omari.
Hey, Delon, you had that stealing layup early in the first, and it seems like things just sort of took off from there. Just what was it like to have that first quarter, and what was the difference for you tonight, sort of to get things rolling early?
Just getting more comfortable, I would say, with the team. Just trying to figure out how I can be effective, and had a good first quarter, so that felt pretty good to get started early.
Next question will go to James Edwards.
Hey, Delon, tonight was probably from start to finish your guys' best defensive performance of the preseason. When you got to camp for the first time and kind of saw all the length and the size that this roster had, do you think that was kind of what everybody envisioned, what we saw tonight as what could be your guys' bread and butter until the chemistry comes offensively?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something that we can't control. We can control our defense, helping each other, being a disruptive team defensively, and the offense is going to come, as we get more comfortable with each other. So I just think that if we continue to play like how we played tonight, we'll be good.
Thank you.
Now I'll go to Keith.
Hey, Delon, this is two straight games where the guys off the bench, particularly Josh and Sekou, have played really well. Those two guys, still kind of looking to make their mark in this league. What do you see as their potential? What is their role on this team? What can they become together?
Yeah, they're two high energy players. That's the beauty of it. They're still trying to make their mark, so they're still hungry. They're still still ready to go out there and play their best. I think that they can be sparks off the bench. You can control your energy, so if you bring that every night, good things will happen.
Thanks.
All right, that'll wrap